What's up, YouTube? It's Chris with Murphy Firearms Training. I have my Ruger SP101. This is chambered in .357 Magnum. It is a 2.25-inch barrel. It's an all stainless steel gun. Shoots .357s very well. And I have some Defense Dynamics from Fiochi. Now, I have had mixed results with these. I've had some that did okay, some that don't know that I'd recommend them. But the nice thing about these is they are a jacketed hollow point, and they come in a 50-round box. And typically I can find them on store shelves for $30-ish. And so you're looking at just over 50 cents, 60 cents a round, versus your traditional defensive hollow points for 20 rounds are typically well into that same price range for 20. And so they're typically well over $1 a round, in some cases almost $2 a round, depending on what store you buy them at. So these are a really good bargain, especially if you want to train with them and carry them. Now, I know someone's going to say, what's your life worth? But in reality, there are folks out there that just can't afford a really expensive gun. They're out there buying Rock Island Arms M200s for, you know, 230 bucks. They're out there buying high points because that's all the money they have. And I don't want to take self-defense away from anybody. So we want to test these budget hollow points and see. And it may be that we find out that you want to buy something better. You want to spend your money other places. But it may be that you found a bargain. It says on the box it's 125 grain jacketed hollow point. We'll take a look at them. They're pretty standard looking hollow point. It's a segment. It looks like it would feed well in a semi-auto, that shape. But of course it's a revolver round. It has got a little bit of segmenting on it, so it looks like it's made to open up. 1450 FPS. We're going to chronograph this with the Garmin out of the 2.25-inch barrel, see what it does. Let's go from there. All right, guys, I got the chronograph set up. I've got the bullet weight is in. I've got my safety gear on. We're going to go ahead and drop 5 of these into the SP101. Get this box open. Give you guys the point of view. A couple of viewers said they liked the point of view. I don't know. All right, we're going to shoot at that circle down at 15 yards. Let's see what we get aim-wise. Loud. Woohoo! 1076. 1136. I'm going lower high. There it goes. 1103. 1127. I don't know. Because they're so damn cheap, I'm gonna shoot 5 more of them. Why not? Get a 10-shot average. See what these do. Nice. 1100 even. I pulled that one a little low. All right. Let's check out the chronograph and see what we got. All right, so on the chronograph, I'm seeing 1113.9. That's my last shot. Let's look at it. The average is 1116.6 FPS. With that 125 grain bullet weight, we're getting 344 foot-pounds of energy and a 63.5 FPS spread, which I don't think is that bad. 63 feet per second spread is not bad, especially for a budget hollow point. I would be happy with that. So it says 1450 on the box. We are a far cry from that. So the question becomes, what did they chrono it in? So it does not give a barrel length on the box, but I'm gonna guess it's at least a 6-inch barrel. So the question becomes, with it being that much lower than what it says on the box, how will it perform? So we're going to put it through some gel, and we're going to put it through some water jugs, and we're going to see if it opens up. If it expands correctly in those mediums, maybe it's a good deal. If it does not, then maybe it's not. It also depends on what barrel length you carry. So So here's how I found it. I got a jug off the front here, and methinks that's my hit. Fairly low. That's where I wanted to be because these jugs are tall and the old jugs are short. Oh, well, there's a hollow point, so that's interesting. Jug number 2. Here's jug number 2. Entry is there. Exit is there. And if you look and listen, it's full of jacket. It is full of jacket. Let's get that jacket out. Oh, jacket and lead pieces. Okay, so jacket and lead pieces. Second jug. Third jug has a dent in it, and that's it, a dent. And the slug was laying here on the bench. So, well, I worried that it wouldn't expand. It did expand. I don't know. Went through 10 inches of water. Let's try it in ballistics gel and see what that does. I wanted to hit a little higher. This is where I hit. It comes in, it disrupts a little bit here. It comes along. You get some disruption there. Not a lot, but you get some disruption there. And then it kind of just travels along in a straight line. And it kind of breaks apart here at the end of the block. The stretch cavity pretty much goes to the end of the block. It doesn't quite go out, and then it bounces back. So let's get a measurement here. Get my ruler up here. So if I set my ruler up. All right, so I got the ruler up here now. We get this, I mean, it kind of looks like it opens up right at the 1 inch mark and then stays kind of, you get some disruption here around the 4 to 5 inch mark, and then it kind of peters out to nothing at about 10.5. And then we get this big stretch cavity where it bounces back. The bullet is resting at about 14.5, give or take a hair. And the stretch cavity goes to about 15.5 because it's a 16 inch block. So I am going to pull this bullet out. I'm going to pull it out the side of the block. We'll take a look at it. So here is the ballistics gel, and it shed a few petals, but in general, expanded pretty textbook in the ballistics gel. Nice looking hollow point. Looks like it did a really good job in ballistics gel. And again, you know, you're looking for something, you know, some folks want 12, some folks want 16, some folks want more than 10. But I mean, it penetrated pretty deep. You know, it didn't just have a pencil thin, a decent wound track. You know, fair amount of damage for the first 10 to 12 inches, and then it petered out. It's not bad. Looking at it, I mean, it's a good looking hollow point. And again, a few petals sheared off, but in general, it kept its jacket in the ballistics gel. In comparison, water jug test, ballistics gel. So it definitely did better in the ballistics gel, which is a little tougher medium. And so the water jugs, I always say, are like the easiest thing to expand in. If you can't expand in water jugs, you're not going to expand at all. And it looks like it kind of overexpanded in the water jugs and it expanded very well in the ballistics gel. And again, this is out of a 2.25 inch barrel. So at the velocities we're getting, it looks like it's doing a pretty good job. So it may be an option as a budget hollow point. Let's see what it'll do in a hard barrier test and wrap it up. 1 inch thick treated pine decking boards. So our hit is here. Pull it out. It's this hit here. In and out. In and out. In and out. So 3. In and out. That's 4. Woohoo! In and out. Again, this is your hit. In and out. Split the board. That's 5. And it looks like it hit board 6, kind of sideways, and bounced off, cracked it real good. So now we got to see, is it in here in all the wood debris, or is it on the ground? I don't see it on the table. I don't see it with all the wood debris. So I got to find it. So I'll go find it. With that much penetration, as I expected, it did not open up at all. So there is a look at the Defense Dynamics hollow point with a hard barrier. It penetrated through 5 boards and made a dent in the 6th, which is really good penetration from a snub nose. Really good penetration. But then, of course, no expansion. So, and if you want good penetration with no expansion and a hard barrier, then this one works. So there it is, folks, kind of a mangled, messed up hollow point. This is pretty typical of hollow points in these barriers. Some of them will try to open. This one really just didn't do it, and it was able to penetrate pretty deep because it didn't open up. So anyway, there it is, fiochi Defense Dynamics for the 357 Magnum, a budget hollow point, probably less than half the price of your name brand hollow points. Does it work for you? Does it suit your bill? It's up to you guys, but there's the information I can give you, and I hope it helps you. Thanks for watching.